Okay, so with our floor slabs and site now being connected, we need to go to our section view to ensure that our levels are correct. I'm just going to make sure that the section line we have here needs to cut through this floor slab as well. So I'm just going to use my arrow keys to adjust it. As you can see now, it's not cutting through the garage. So if we go to our gaps and segments, or you can go split element in the top ribbon. So let's click on split element. Just click over here and just you'll see wherever your mouse is, it'll decide to take that part of the section. So we want to use the bottom part. I'll just grab that and make sure it cuts through the garage. Go section 1. You'll see that now we can see our floor slab, garage, and our private areas, floor slab. So what we need to do now is set our foundation levels. So this first foundation is correct in terms of height difference for our public spaces. It's 750. So now we need to create new levels for the garage and the private space. So if you click on foundation level, right click, hide in view, elements, because we don't want to use that level right now. We only want to use our finished floor level. So if we click on finished floor level, go to CO for copy, or you can just click on floor level, go to the top ribbon. Under modify, there is copy tool. If you click on copy, I'm going to drag one up, I'm going to drag one down. You can't see the bottom one because we have our crop region on. So let's disable this. Let's click on crop region visible, untick that, crop view, untick that. And now we can see our levels that we've created. As you can see, the drawing file is still visible in this. So I'm going to click on the drawing file, right click, hide elements. So now we want to align this with our garage floor. So let's go ahead and click on our level height. Let's just rename it. If you click on it, you can click on level 5, or you can click on your level, go to the properties panel under name. We can change it to garage finish floor level. And if you bring your mouse into the white workspace, it'll update automatically. So now let's align it with our garage. So if you go AL on your keyboard, select the top side of the garage and click on the level, and it'll auto align. So let's do the same for our other new level. If we go to our properties panel under name, let's just name it private space finish floor level. If you move your mouse into the workspace, you'll see that the name is auto updated. So now let us select our align tool. If you go under modify in your top ribbon, once you have selected your level, so let's select our level, go to modify and align, or you can press AL on your keyboard. Then select the top side of our floor slab and click on the level we wish to align with that. And there we have our height that has been set. So now I'm going to click on the light bulb here at the bottom to reveal hidden elements. As you can see, our foundation line has been hidden. So let's just click on the foundation line, right click, unhide elements, and unclick the little light bulb here at the bottom. So now we want to use the foundation level as our new foundation set out for the garage and the private space area. So now I'm going to click on my finished floor level. I'm going to hide that. And let's change our scale here in the bottom left to, let's say, 1 to 25, so that we can see our level lines a bit better. So let's go foundation level, select that, go to your top ribbon under copy. I'm just going to move one up and one down. So now that we're done using our original foundation line, I'm going to click on it, hide in view, elements. So we know it's 750 millimeters from 0 to our foundation line. So let's add a dimension line between private space and our new level 6. So let's go under annotate, use aligned dimension, and let's click on those two lines and add our dimension. Same for the garage. So let's rename the first one. Let's go to our properties panel and say foundation B. And let's create one for the garage foundation as well. Foundation C. So we have to adjust this dimension. So please click on the foundation line for foundation B. If once you see you have selected the level, the dimension size will change. This will allow you to click on that to edit it, or you can click on the level line and go to your properties panel and edit the height difference. So we would like that to be 750. And you'll see if you keep your mouse under the properties panel, nothing would really change. So you can see it moved to that because this is taking into account from level 0. So we now have to just undo, click there, 750, and you'll see our foundation line has been set up clearly. Let's do the same for foundation C. If we click on that, just click on the dimension, 750, and it moves it into place. So what we're going to do now is go to our floor plan, where our CAD is, and then we're going to go to the foundation wall that we have created. I'm just going to change my foundation wall to new 270 millimeter foundation wall. It's going to change my structure. So now we want to draw in our foundation walls. So let's start with our garage. So the base constraint should be set to foundation level C, and our top constraint to be set to garage finished floor level. And as you can see, it auto calculated the height of our wall, which is at 750 millimeters. So let's just make sure that our location line, as you can see here, Revit has chosen wall center line. We would like this to be finish face exterior. And once you've selected that, we can go ahead with our line tool. Just going to take it from here. As you can see, our drawing of the wall is not visible. So with the dimension being there, that means that our finish face is against this and the wall's structure is on this side. So if we just drag out and hit spacebar, the dimension moves up, which means our wall is aligning with the CAD. So if we just drag that to there, and let's go to the top side. As you can see, with me just clicking, it created it. That's because the wall has not, the parameters for our wall has not been set. So now we can go to our properties panel for our base constraint, foundation level C, top constraint to be garage finish floor level, and as you can see, it snaps into place. So as you can see that these two walls are not joining each other. So for that you can press TR and just click on the wall and then click on the other wall again, and it will connect those two walls. So let's draw in the back side of our wall. So let's go WA on our keyboard. You'll see Revit will be auto selecting the previous wall that you have used. So make sure your location line is on finish face exterior. We have to set our base constraint to foundation C and garage finish floor level. And just make sure to hit spacebar to make sure that your wall is flipping to the correct side. So once we've done that, we'll see that there is our other wall into place. So let's draw in another foundation wall from this corner to this corner. Go to 3D view. The reason why I didn't set these parameters is because we will need to adjust this wall, because this will need to go base constraint foundation level C, and this will need to go up to finish floor level. And as you can see that this wall is now, the unconnected height is 1430 millimeters. So this needs to be a retaining wall because it's over a meter, 1 meter. Because this will be filled up once construction starts, this space will be filled up, and this additional load on that wall. So we can take this wall, go edit type, duplicate, new to 70 millimeter retaining wall, and press OK, so that we now know that needs to be a retaining wall. Just gonna go back to floor plan. And I'll need to sort out, it's gonna hide the site quickly, because we need to sort out what's going on here and in the front. So once you've hidden your site, so just click on in 3D view, click on your site, right click, hide in view by elements. So let's create a cleaner connection on these two corners. So if you go to your 3D orbit, just click on top, and you'll see Revit will auto adjust your drawing. So now I am going to just click on the side wall, just drag it out of the way. This retaining wall, just drag that into place. Just click on the bottom foundation wall and just drag it into place. Because we are still in 3D, just hold shift and hold your scroller, and you'll be able to pan, and you'll see that that has now been detailed beautifully. So to sort out this overlapping for the floor and the wall, we will go to modify in your top ribbon, click on join under geometry, select the wall, and just select the floor, and you'll see that the wall has now been cut to ensure a cleaner connection. And we're going to do the same for these two, but first let's just make this connection better. Go 3D view, click on top, drag the foundation wall out the way, just drag the retaining wall into place. So if you can't see with the thick lines, just go to your top ribbon and you'll see thin lines or TL on your keyboard. If you hit that, you'll see that all the lines are now exactly the same weight. So I'm going to press AL just to align this wall. Okay, so now our walls have been aligned. I see that the floor is not aligned with the wall, so let's go edit boundary, AL, click on the exterior side of the wall and click on the floor line and it will adjust. Just do the same for the top side, and let's go and make sure that this side is correct. Yes, that wall is fine, and the bottom is also fine. So now we could just hit escape, press the green arrow, just say unjoin, and now move your foundation wall back into place. If we go 3D default view and just shift scroll button, we'll see that this has now been auto adjusted. Let's just make top offset at 0 and it will move up. So now let's go back to modify, join, click on the wall, click on the floor, click on the wall, click on the floor. And there we have our garage with its foundation walls. So now let's add a bit foundation. If you go to your top ribbon under structure, you'll see Revit has a wall foundation tool. So let's click on that and let's go edit type, duplicate, new 300 by, let's say 300 by 700 millimeter foundation footing, and we can see now the width 750, we want that at 700, and the foundation thickness, we in our name we said 300, so we would like to make that 300, apply and OK, and you'll see that now you have created a new foundation. So let's click on the wall, click on the wall, click on the wall. Due to this being a retaining wall, we would need a different foundation setup. So if we go back to our structure tab under foundation wall, edit type, I'm just going to drag this bigger, structural usage, see this is currently under bearing, and we'll need to change that to retaining. Apologies, don't know why my Revit is snapping my views to different areas. So as you can see now we have toe length, heel length and foundation thickness. So 600 by 30 by 250. If we leave it as is just to showcase what that does, if we hit apply and OK and we click on our retaining wall, you'll see that it has extended a lot more on the one side. So you'll see this side is 300 and this side is 600. So for this, as you can see, it's also thinner and we would like it to match our strip foundation. Okay, so now let's do the rest of our foundation walls. So now we would like to do this part for our private section, public space. So let's go back to our floor plan. And let's go into our wall, to the architecture wall. We have set our foundation wall. So let's now make sure its base constraint is to foundation level, and our top constraint is finished floor level. So we're going to start this wall off at this area. You need to make sure that your dimension is on the wall. And it's going to drag it all around this area. And as you can see, we have to take it through to there. Let's check what we have done in 3D. So there is our foundation wall. So let's quickly do the back part. Go into your floor plan, WA on the keyboard for foundation wall. And let's go to this corner. And let's just draw in our foundation wall. So as you can see, I did not set my constraints. So let's go into 3D view. So while you hold Control, please select your two walls. Base constraint to foundation level, top constraint to finish floor level, and that has been set into place. So now let's clean up our joints for the floor and the wall connection. Let's go to modify in our top ribbon, click on join, select the wall, select the floor, and let's just do that for all our new walls that we have created. So if you do this as you go, then there's a lot less cleanup work when it comes to drawing your sections. Let's just see that part. Okay, that's fine. Looks good. So now we want to create a 300 by 700 mil foundation for the rest of our walls. So let's go under structure, foundation wall. Just click on the properties panel to make the drop down appear and select your 300 by 700. And once you've selected that, you just go ahead and click on our walls. And now our second part of our foundation is done. If we hit escape and go to our reveal hidden elements tool, click on that, you'll see your site and everything that we've hidden is now visible. So we'll go ahead and click on our site. Right click, unhide elements, just untick the reveal hidden elements. So now we see that our foundation is visible in the front side of our site. Not to fear, we will adjust our site due to the height offset that we have given. We will adjust that accordingly. So let's just draw in the top wall foundations. Due to this having a step like that, we will might need to create a step in our foundation as well. And we can do the same for this board. So as we know that these are at 750, we would need to create an additional step for these foundations. So let's go to our base offset, and we know we have an additional 250 millimeters to work with. So let's go and say that we want to drop that foundation an extra 200, so just say base offset minus 200, and move your cursor into the white space. And you'll see that our foundation is now no longer visible within our top of our site. And as you can see here, it is almost visible, so we would like to create a step here for this wall as well. So I am just going to go click on our top view, see if we can do it in 3D view. Let's go split element in your modify tab. So I would like to get the center of that entire wall. So I'm going to go into my floor plan view, DL for detail line. I'm just going to, let's rather draw in a reference plane. If we go to architecture tab, right at on the right hand side there is a reference plane button. So let's click on that. Just click on the widescreen, drag and click again. Press escape. Now we're going to add a dimension to auto center this line on the wall that we want to split. So let's press DI, click on the reference plane, and once we have our dimension, let's click on equal, and now that is the center point of the area that we want to work in. So let's go and press SL. Okay, so our foundation wall is not visible. I'm going to go back to 3D. Just going to click on this on the wall. Give it a top offset of 100 just so that it pops up, so that we will be able to see it in our floor plan. So let's press SL and click as close as possible to your reference plane. So once we've done that, go back to 3D, you'll see that that has separated these two, the one wall, into two elements. So I'm just going to hide my site again. So just go ahead and click on your site, right click, hide in view element. So this part we would need to drop to the same level as the other foundation that we have dropped. So this under the properties panel, by base offset, go minus 200. And you'll see that it has now aligned with the other foundation. So now we don't want this step up anymore, and we could just go to top offset under the properties panel and make that 0 again. And as you can see that there is now a step, and this is not a clean looking step. So let's select our foundation and just drag that in by 300 so that we can get a clean foundation step. So now we want to remove this top part as well. Go to your property, select the wall, go to your properties panel, top offset 0. And there we have a step in our foundation that looks very neat. So now we'll have to recreate what we've done here on this wall, and we'll have to see